All right, all right, all
Yay!
right, all right. Great, great, great. Saturday morning here coming to you live from Country Boys and Crypto. What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Willie Fells? How's everything going today? Excited to
Oh,
be here. I got an awesome time going on in the market out here. So let's get into today's stuff and get it popping.
well, we're coming live on a Saturday, and that tells you how how great this thing is going, man. It just, it's going just like we thought, and it's a fun time to be a part of such a great opportunity in the crypto space, and the alternatives that it offers to people. But it's a great Saturday morning, man. You know, Saturday morning, trying to get the live going real quick and duck and dodge the loud noises of my kids. It seems like no matter where I go at in the house, they're gonna find you and they're gonna get loud wherever you're at.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, most definitely. But
Yeah,
you know what? That's one part about doing
yeah.
it live. It's not this is not no pre-recorded. It is what it is. We're true to the space and true to who we are. So first of all, let's start out this morning by letting everybody know we're not financial advisors. Anything we discuss is truly speculation and our opinion. We are not crypto or Bitcoin experts. Education is the key. Educate yourself in this space. Number three, get a return on your investment as quickly as possible. And four, never invest more than you can lose. So more you can afford to lose. So with that, we're going to start out with the market cap.
Now, before we get started, guys, if leave us a comment. We'll answer questions live as we go in here. As we see it, we'll answer questions. Come in, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, bell button, share. Like, subscribe, bell button, share. All right, coin market cap for today, 942 billion, down 0.8%. Is the market cap. Bitcoin's dominance slowly coming down, 62.8%. And if you guys been paying attention and following Country Boys and Crypto, we talked about last week. We believe altcoin season will begin when it hits 62%. And as you saw in the title, we believe altcoin season is here. And we'll get into that a little later. 62.8%. All right. Now, Bitcoin sitting at 32,000 this morning, up 0.2% in the last hour, down 2.4% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum, $1,231, 1.0 in the last 24 hours. Polkadot, $17.69, up 1.1%, up 0.8% in the last hour. Cardano, 0.6% in the last hour, down 0.3% in the last 24 hours. Chainlink, 3.1%, up 12.9% in the last 24 hours. Man, Chainlink is they're just, oh man, it is just, I don't even have enough words to describe what Chainlink is doing. I mean, and we may have to do us a video. We may have to do us a live just strictly on Chainlink. I mean, because that's what it would take in the number one coin in the DeFi space. Litecoin, $139.46, 0.6% up in the last hour, down 0.2%. Really no losers here, guys. Really no losers in the top 10. I mean, these guys, I mean, everything's performing well. It's just kind of going sideways. Let's see what the best performing. Thorchain, Quantum, DAOs, Decentralized, Chainlink up in there, Vivlink, Tezos. Let's see what's doing bad. Borgia token. This one we're big fans of. This is a great coin. Man, this might be a chance to buy the dip under a dollar now. And this coin's been up there pretty high, down 13.8%. But it got a lot of single digits that's down. So I mean, this is still not bad. But what's happening, guys, is the market's going sideways. Bitcoin is going sideways. And one of these days we'll get to the point where each one of these coins will be independent of each other, just like the traditional market. Just because Tesla goes down doesn't mean Microsoft's going to go down, or vice versa. And so right now it's so young, such a fresh um, market and all this kind of stuff that when Bitcoin goes sideways, then it reflects and pushes down to the other one. But now right now, as Bitcoin starts going sideways and it starts getting boring, we're going to see some of these things start to go sideways. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, just point out some stuff on Twitter where one of the guys we follow, Willie Woo, talks about that. But before that, let's jump at our first Bitcoin news. Let's jump at our first Bitcoin news
All
about
right,
Jim
man.
Cramer.
Let's jump in here.
Leave a comment in the comment section, guys. If you want us to answer a question for you, leave a comment.
All right, all right. Let's talk about Jim Cramer. He tells $731 million Powerball winner to put 5% in Bitcoin. So Jim Cramer, if you guys don't know, this is a guy that did not believe in Bitcoin. So what does this say? This speaks volumes right here. The Mad Money host picked Bitcoin as one of his hedges against the specter and hyperinflation. Stockpiling personality Jim Cramer recommended the unknown Maryland-based winner of the Wednesday $731 million Powerball to allocate 5% of his or her newfound fortune in Bitcoin. You know what? If you won the lottery, yes, I'm going to say it. 5% in Bitcoin, Cramer said Thursday night on his Mad Money program. His investment advice, of course, came with a few caveats. Don't buy the Bitcoin all at once. Don't buy it in 1 week. Crypto will be incredibly volatile. He said on the day, Bitcoin is minus 1.58, 1.55%, tank 13%.
I mean, he said don't buy Bitcoin. He said don't buy it on the weekend. What? Because Bitcoin kind of always drops on the weekend, but you see that the altcoins are kind of the last two Saturdays. Bitcoin has flew. I mean, not Bitcoin. Sorry, altcoins have. I mean, the last couple of Saturdays. We'll remain to see if we can see a pump this Saturday. But I think what he means by that, buying Bitcoin on the weekends, because Bitcoin kind of goes sideways on the weekends or goes down on the weekends because it's trading.
Maybe if Bitcoin's going down on the weekend, guess what? I'm buying the dip. Yeah. If I got that type of money, I'm buying the dip. That's me. I'm getting as cheap as possible, as much as I can. I'm really not worried about it if I got $731 million. You think, but that's my man Cramer here. So Cramer identified Bitcoin as an important new store of value. I mean, read that right there. It's all of a sudden he's identified it as an important new store of value. That speaks volumes all in itself when it's coming from Jim Cramer, Mr. Mad Money, because we've had so many people that have, asked this question: is it a stored value? And this, what do you think coming from that, Willie, coming from him? What do you think about that statement there? Is it going to?
He's been, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what he's pandering to. A lot of times they pander to their audience. That's just the nature of it, guys. And he has a traditional market audience. And let's be frank, older white guys, older middle to middle class white guys. Older wealthy to middle class white guys. And so that kind of pays attention to listen to what he says. And these are not so much the guys that are in the crypto space. So he's been both critical, he's been both praised and critical of Bitcoin. At the same time, he's telling the person to put 5% of their Bitcoin winnings, their winnings in Bitcoin, and yet telling them when to do it. Telling them don't do it on the weekends. And then also telling them what entry point. If you're putting 5%, if this person, this is how backwards he's talking. Think about this. If you just won the lottery, you're putting 5% of it in the Bitcoin market, you're not putting it in there to take it out next week. So you put it in there for the long run. So why do you care if it was on the weekend? You don't care if it was next week. I'm putting it in there and I'm forget about this for about 5 years. That's why you're doing it.
Yeah, that's what you're looking at, the future generational wealth of it. It's how this is going. It's an investment.
Yeah, you're not trading. You're not trying to put it in there. Oh, when it gets to 35,000, I'm gonna take it out. No, they're not. They're putting it in there for the long run. They're putting it in there for to do something to as a future wealth build. And then, but he's also been critical of Bitcoin. He just recently I'm not buying Bitcoin under 20,000. That's what he said. I'm not buying Bitcoin unless it goes back under 20,000. Well, I mean, who cares? I mean, why are you telling us that?
He might not get any. The way it's going now, he might not get any.
Yeah, so, and who cares? And guys, we're going to point out here in a second. We're going to point out the liquidity on the market, on the exchanges, where Bitcoin is possibly they're having a shortage of Bitcoin liquidity. So who cares? I mean, he's slowly turning around the Bitcoin. He was anti-Bitcoin at one point, but he's slowly turning around. He has bought Bitcoin. He bought it around 17,000. He jumped in the market, from what I hear. But this is interesting that this was what was making the headlines in the money space, the Mega Millions, right? So he's jumping on board to get pub right now. And he knows that Bitcoin will get him even more per when you put that word Bitcoin on it. So, I mean, he's catering, right? And just like JP Morgan and Chase, anytime JP Morgan and Chase can put their name in the Bitcoin titles, headlines, because it's making so much headlines, anytime they can get their name in the media, they're going to do it, whether it's criticizing Bitcoin to get it to drop down or jumping on Grayscale's bandwagon and all that. I mean, they jump every article. You want to see JP Morgan trying to comment, so they get in the headlines. And there's no reason to believe that he's not doing the same in some way.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got another. You look at this thing right here. One of the lines I picked out here. Obviously, he says if you're already rich, you have to worry about inflation the same way Superman worries about kryptonite. I don't know, man.
Well, what he's saying there is that, if you're already rich, you're gonna have to worry about inflation, because say you got okay, let's look at it like this. Say you're making $100,000 a year right now. Well, if you're making that's not rich, but I'm saying if you're making I'm just putting this here for perspective. If you're making $100,000 right now, and hyperinflation happens over the next couple of years as places around the country, and you're living like you have $100,000, like you're making $100,000 a year, but your money only stretches 50,000 because of inflation, because of the money printing that's going on around the world, the devalue on the dollar that's going on around the world, and that's definitely on the horizon. And hyperinflation may even be here. I mean, and so that's what I think he means, because you may have 700. Yeah, you may have $1 million, but that $1 million is going to spend like 500 million in 2-3 years.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's about to definitely hit here with obviously what's being
proposed. That's the only thing that can wipe them out. That's the only, when you win 734 million, that's the only thing that can really kill you. I mean, you can't. You're not going to spend 734 million. Say I won it right here, I'm 40 something. I'm not going to spend 734 million before I die. It's just not going to happen unless I put it all on Apple stock or something. You know what I'm saying? Something stupid like that. But you still ain't going to lose, because the residual, when it goes up and down, your dividends, you're still good. The dividends alone.
So what do you think about
spending in your lifetime? The only thing that can kill you is inflation. And hyperinflation, if it devalues and splits it in half and then quarters, and then next thing you know, your money's not really worth anything as much, because inflation has cut your money in half.
Yeah. Well, obviously, his words were echoed by the philosophy preached by MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor to the tech executive. With well over $1 billion in corporate cash plunked into Bitcoin, Saylor has called Bitcoin humanity's ideal value storage mechanism. Like I said, all of them are learning now. I think all of them are jumping on board. They see the value. They see what Bitcoin is doing here. So they're not crazy. They're not stupid.
No. And Michael Saylor, while we're talking about Michael Saylor, we could flip. Well, after this, we'll show you a video. Michael Saylor is creating a Bitcoin for corporations, and we'll show you that after this. After we get done with this article.
Well, we're done with it, man. Like I said, we're done. Hit the hot spots.
Yeah, that's the meat and potatoes of that one. All right. So let's jump into. I want to show you the art. Let's jump into Michael Saylor, and we're going to Twitter, man. If you want to, for our newbies that's watching this, and you're new into Bitcoin, follow some specific people on Twitter, man. Twitter keeps it up. Twitter really has some really great information when it comes to keeping up with the crypto space and what's going on. A lot of the guys use Twitter. A lot of the big time power people. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, Elon Musk and Michael Saylor were having a full conversation right in the open about Bitcoin on Twitter. So I mean, these are billionaires talking to billionaires right in front, right? And they do it. It happens a lot. Raul Paul and Michael Saylor and all of them talking to each other via Twitter. But now, are they could be putting some misinformation? But I think Twitter's the go-to place when it comes to the crypto space, staying on top. So let's look at this. Let's go over here. And I love Twitter. One of the guys I follow, Willie Woo, he's big in this. We're going to talk about this in a second, but we also going to listen to what Michael Saylor talked about really quick about crypto, Bitcoin corporations. Listen in.
But you are now planning on a conference, Bitcoin for Corporations. What has the response from other companies been? What are you expecting in terms of this conference?
We're going to have thousands of executives, officers, and directors and advisors of corporations coming together in the first week of February. They all want to figure out how to plug Bitcoin into their balance sheet or their P&L. We're going to publish our playbook, all of our accounting guidance, our legal guidance, all the work we did over the course of months in order to get ready to do this as a publicly traded company. And we're going to open source it and make it available to everybody with the thought of saving each of them millions of dollars and weeks, if not months, in order to make this an easier transition.
Who's going?
It's going to be a great event.
Who's going?
I can't tell you now, but you'll find out. You're welcome to come.
Okay. Michael Saylor, I may just take you up on that. Thank you.
So guys, that's just really perspective, really on the Bitcoin space. And one of the things that for me personally, especially in our community, the Black community, it seems to me that we're always the last people or the last culture to jump on board some things. There's sometimes, so much fear of scams and all that we don't pay attention to where the ball's going. And
yeah, so I mean, and one of the things I attribute to that is, not being educated on the subject. And I guess, it's all, I think it's some of it out of fear, but most of it's out of education on it. When you try to educate somebody on it and they don't want to be educated, they're falling short on it, and then they start talking what they hear, rumor mill and all that, instead of, investigating it themselves, researching it and finding out. I've noticed that a lot in the Black community. We have a lot of people that do that. And then you have some naysayers that are, they get in their ear and then it's not, what they're doing. But you have some that just sit, as I told somebody the other day, you gotta either piss or get off the pot. Because, we understand this. When you got industries, banking institutions, and corporations of this size and magnitude that is getting involved in the crypto space, those people have done their homework. These people are not dumb. They're just not here to throw away money. When you look at the world's largest investment firm that is coming to the crypto space, they have done their money.
Did you not hear him say he's going to present to them the years of research we've been doing?
Oh yeah, yeah. So then I've talked to some people, been trying to help in the community, and it's like they want to know how it's built. Well, here's my thing: you got to go ahead and get on the rocket ship, because the rocket ship's already lifted. It's already lifted off the ground. It's already taken off.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to go ahead and get on, and as it's climbing, then you can start catching up. And ordering your drinks from the stewardess. But to sit back and then sit on the ground and want to know how that damn rocket ship is built, and want to know what fuel's in it, who manufactured the fuel, that's when you're gonna get your ass left behind. And that's what I tell everybody: you either change with times or be left behind. And I've talked to some young men I've been mentoring about it, and like I told them, hey, we don't have time for you right now. We do not have time for you to sit back and try to figure out how it was built. You need to go ahead and get on board And then you could start, doing your research and learning and educating yourself, because this space is moving too fast. It's too important to be left behind, and that's just now. And I've been reading a book, obviously, BitZay, the Bitcoin Zay, Bitcoin Zay. I mean, it's truth in there, and it's a lot of truth. If you haven't read that book, Bitcoin, Black and Bitcoin, what is it?
Bitcoin and Black America.
Bitcoin and Black America. I suggest you get it and read it.
Shout out to Isaiah Jackson, Bitcoin Zay. We'll be having him on soon. We're not sure that we haven't got locked in yet, but listen out, watch out for that. Yeah, Bitcoin Zay.
We're locked in yet, but we'll be talking with him in February. Something I got it wrote down. We'll go from there. But that's just one of the things that we got to make sure. Like I said, once again, guys, not preaching at you. Just give you some advice. The rocket ship's already off the ground, so just get your ass in the seat and get prepared. Don't try to figure out.
We're talking about the first week of February, guys. Not February 2022, not February 2023, not in December. He's talking about in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, they're meeting with thousands of executives, officers, and directors and advisors of corporations coming together the first week of February. Whoa. So now, what does this mean for Bitcoin that we already see that, and I'm going to show you here on that where there's a large number of people just holding it and hollering that is causing a liquidity problem on the exchanges.
So let me ask you this question. So I'm just playing devil's advocate out here. I don't know about cryptocurrency space. I don't know anything about it. Well, that don't make any sense. Why would they be doing that?
Because they're going to figure out how to put it on their balance sheet, and they're going to figure out how to get it and hold it, just like they're doing. That MicroStrategies went from 20 billion, what is it? They went from 20 million or something at 20.2 million that they invested. It went to 1.2 billion or some crazy number. Sorry, this number may be off, but they're going to figure out how to do that as well. They want to figure out how to put it on their balance sheets so that when Bitcoin does hit 100,000, 400 million, 400,000, that they're able to liquidate some of this into their holders. Yes. Now, these people come into the first week of February. Guess what they're going to start figuring out how to do? Buy Bitcoin and add it to their balance sheet. And if we're already having a liquidity problem and a shortage problem already, and oh my goodness. But what does this mean for the altcoins? When we said altcoin season is here, oh man, altcoin season is here. Fly. But I want to show you real quick.
If there's no Bitcoin out there to acquire, what are you going to do in this market? I'm definitely going to acquire altcoins.
Yeah. So guys, Glassnode, this is a chart they have. It's called liquid supply chain. Now, the blue part of this chart is the Bitcoin that's on the exchanges, meaning transferring and going back and forth between people. The red at the bottom is the amounts that's being stored are being put on cold wallets are being put off people are just hollowing. They're not sharing. They're not allowing to go back and forth. Now, if you look at 2019, you had a high levels, 18, 19 of Bitcoin being interchanged and exchanged and traded to other people. Now, you look over here at 2021, nobody's selling or trading their Bitcoin. They're holding. This is just large amounts of Bitcoin. This is not like, $1,000, $500. This is the large Bitcoin whales, if you will, or large holders of Bitcoin. They're not selling their Bitcoin. They're not trading their Bitcoin. Look at this number. This is why we have a supply. This is the liquidity supply chain on the that the exchanges are having issues with, because there's not a lot going back and forth. Guys, if you're selling your Bitcoin, this is not financial advice, but if you're not stacking those Satoshis and you're selling your Bitcoin, I don't know. Guys, this doesn't mean that the market's not going to go up and down. It's going to go up and down on the way to where it's going, regardless. I already predict where I thought it was going to go by the end of the year. It's not going to be a straight shot. You're going to have to be able to ride the dips. You're going to have to be able to, as I say, buy the dips and hold in the at the tops. And when you find exit points that you can start to recover some of your funds, I mean, that's you, and you want to at some point recover some of your funds. I wouldn't hold it for 2-3 years without taking anything out. I'm gonna take out profits. So we want to show this to you, this Bitcoin liquidity. We wanted to show you what's coming down the pipeline is these corporations, Bitcoin corporations, as they start to get their hands on it. Don't be last to the party.
Yeah.
All right.
Glassnode
talking about Bitcoin shortage.
Glassnode just came out with an alert just right now. I mean, literally just came out, just flashed up here. Bitcoin mining difficulty just reached an all-time high. I mean, like I said, it just popped up on there.
All right. So, all right, let's jump. It's altcoin season here. Let's jump into that. So I'll start saying altcoin season. I think that's on yours, Dwight. Altcoin season. It's altcoin season here. Altcoin season. Country boys, man, we country boys, we mess up some words, don't we?
Hey, man,
it's all right.
It's all good.
It's altcoin season here.
Oh yeah. All right, the altcoin season is here. Top coins like Bitcoin Cash, IOTA, EOS, and many more are exploding. In the past 3 days, both Bitcoin and Ethereum have entered a consolidation. For Bitcoin, this meant trading between 39,000 and 42,000. For Ethereum, this meant a consolidation between 1,100 and 1,250 per coin. While some fear the consolidation is a sign of an impending market top, altcoins have started to break out on the upside, with BTC and Ether gains spilling over into the segments of the crypto market. And we've talked about this today. We said it today. We talked about it, what we wanted to see as far as the Bitcoin market dominance. You said you want to see that 62, and yesterday we was looking at 62.7, I think, as far as the Bitcoin dominance. And we know once it gets down in that area, that range, we're going to see
62% today, 62.9.
62% now. Yeah, I didn't look at it this morning.
It's at 62% now. Yeah.
And that's what the range we want. You saying 60, I'm saying 60, you're saying 62. But like we've said, once it gets to that range, we're going to see these altcoins start to move, start to take off, and going from there. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Early this week.
Where this come from, guys? Is we're not just making this up. And I wish I could put out the chart, but we ain't gonna worry about the chart right now. But if you look at the way we pulled this from is from history. We looked at the 2013 market when we had a bull run in there, bull run in 2017, 2018, and you saw in that bull run, in each of one of those bull runs, as Bitcoin started to go sideways, or especially the 2017 one, and the Bitcoin started to go sideways, the altcoins started to rise as people took profits and started to spill over. And that's happening even more now. Now, let me tell you what the big one is that the institutions are now looking at the altcoins. Grayscale just announced that Tezos and several other ones that they are looking at and going to start using as a creative trust for. What is Grayscale doing? Taking money from Bitcoin and Ethereum, and now it's starting to spill over, and they're starting to get on board with more. I can't understand why they haven't added ADA. That's peculiar to me. Some of these trusts has not added Cardano, and nor has Coinbase. This is getting a little weird. We have to figure out what's going on. But you're starting to see now, you're going to see these institutions too flood into these altcoins. Man, this bull market could be like no other, man. This bull market, I mean, I'm fired up, man. And I'm just stacking, man. I dollar cost average, guys. I'm not a trader. Country boys of crypto, we're not traders. We just dollar cost average, man. And we've seen that be successful for us, and we think it could be successful for others. We just load our bags up.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's what we're talking about doing, just trying to get it, acquire as much as we can while we can. Obviously, these prices are not going to stay like this forever. I mean, we can look back at coins that we're already been into and look at where they were 2 months ago, where they are now. It's like now you look at ADA, look at our favorite, racking and stacking on that. You go back and look at the 8 cent compared to the 37, 38 cent now. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to swallow for us because, like, man, we buying it at this price, but now look at where it's at. But but like I said, we know that's going to happen. But that's the reason we're saying we're in accumulation mode. We want to accumulate, because we know this is going to be the next greatest transitional wealth to man right here, is in the cryptocurrency space. So earlier this week, the altcoins that are recovering were linked to the decentralized funding, DeFi, or on Ethereum. Yesterday and today, the focus has shifted from DeFi to altcoins from 2017, like IOTA and EOS. The top performing cryptocurrencies today are almost all altcoins that performed extremely well in the previous bull market from 2016 to early 2018. ZRX, the native token of the decentralized exchange protocol OX, is up 25% in the past 24 hours on the top 40% gain we saw earlier this week. I had some OX. And
we had some OX at one time. Yeah, we was in the OX at one time.
It wasn't performing like it. I think OX was 45 cent, 40. I think it might have been like 38, 40 cent here, probably about 3 weeks ago. If you go back, and I think that day it took a 27-cent run that day. It went up 27 cent on the OX. So obviously we got IOST, MakerDAO, EOS, Bitcoin Gold.
Oh man, MakerDAO, what it's done has just been unbelievable. MakerDAO, guys, was a few months ago was $200, $300. You could have got it. Now it shot up to 500. MakerDAO traded last week or a week before at a high of $1,800. Whoa.
Yeah. And that's just one of those things.
Let me show you. Tesla last year grew it went 10 times its money last year. Tesla did, which is huge in the traditional market. MakerDAO, Cardano's already done a 10 time from December to January. Oh my gosh. So that tells you how it moves, man.
Hey, where are you going to get those gains at in the traditional space? Where is the average person going to make those gains at?
That's if you own the one coin like Tesla or something like that. But then you got to have enough to make it make a difference. That's the thing. It's like, okay, for a middle class person, do you have 20,000 Tesla stocks? Do you have 30,000 Tesla stocks? I mean, because that's what's going to really make a difference. Not the 4 you hold that's at $1,000. I mean, at $800. I mean, that's good, but we're talking about something that's bigger, and that's not no knock on Tesla or any other traditional markets, because I think we can all.
No, we're not knocking the traditional market. We just, doing simple country boy math. I mean, where you can get thousands of some of these coins right here, hundreds of thousands of these coins for what you could probably get, it's a couple shares for that. I mean, who has that type of money laying around? And that's what we're talking about when we keep mentioning the greatest transformation of wealth to this space. And it's giving everybody, me, you, middle class, lower class, everybody a chance to get in the game, even this out. We all can do it and make our gains. And that's what we was talking about earlier from a post, from a comment where somebody made talking about crypto space, thinking it's a scam or this and that. That's what we're talking about. People need to be more educated, because this type of stuff right here can change their life. And so for these people out here that said that, I would like to, get them on, ask them like, where can you get these type of gains at with what we're seeing right now if it was a scam?
Yeah. And so, and we talk about right here, and I'm going to talk about when we talk about altcoin season and how it flows. Willie Woo was just talking about this. I don't know if you can see this to my far right. No, BTC lost buying momentum. BTC lost buying momentum. Consolidation is slow enough for alts to move. When BTC goes sideways and its next move looks a while away or not powerful enough, that altcoins can keep up, capital flows into alts. Whales are traders. You can't leverage BTC for gains in a sideways market. And then he says in his next tweet, I track flows into BTC Ethereum closely. ETH is getting much more inflows than BTC relative to its size since January 3rd. institutional money coming in right now is tiny compared to the capital already in the system. Old crypto whales like to slosh in between BTC and ETH. So, so this is the stuff that you have to pay attention to understand what's really going on. The data you are showing is trading volumes on exchanges. In other words, the assets favors traded pairs as speculators trade up and down. Definitely not inflows of capital. By the way, the chart is primary source of misunderstanding and the widely circulated tether for what? That's something else you're talking about. But so this is exactly what we're talking about when the markets, when BTC starts to go sideways, Ethereum starts to go sideways, you can see that the alts is starting to go overs. This is going to be huge. This is why we're saying altcoin season is here. It's here, man. And I hope that you guys are ready. And you guys that like us, that's dollar cost average, just keep buying, keep buying. And there's another dip. There's going to be other dips. It's going to go down. It may go down. It may go down to 26,000. Bitcoin may go down to 26,000. It may go down to 27,000. I don't care what it goes down to. Whatever it goes down to, I'm going to be ready to buy. That's all I care about, because I know at the end where it's going to be. And let me tell you something. I was around in the 2017. The market in 2018, it did not really hit those crazy all-time highs. It didn't hit 20,000 until at the end. I mean, it was going, I mean, Bitcoin was flying. It hit 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, and it was flying. Then it just went into this parallel where it was starting to go sideways. And Bitcoin was going sideways. The altcoins started flying. Ethereum started flying. Cardano started flying. Other things started flying. And then at the end, December, the end of the altcoin, end of the bull run from 2017, 2018. Well, it went to 20,000, 20,000. That was the end. And then it hit this peak. And then when it hit that peak of 19,646, or some say 20,000, then you saw it just kind of drop down to 14. Then we went into a bear market after that for 2 years. 2018, 19, basically a bear market for 2 years. So it was at the end where it went to a strongest trend above the all-time high. Now, people are saying, well, it just hit 42,000. Well, but guys, that was only 1.7 times its all-time high of 20,000. That's not what history has shown us about Bitcoin. It's shown us bigger gains than that based upon what it hits after its all-time high. After its all-time high, that's what you have to look at, not where it was at in November of 2020, not where it came from when we saw last year that it hit a low of 3,000 something and 4,000. No, that's not what you judge it based upon. So these are things that you have to really pay attention to. All right, let's talk about this, man. Coca-Cola, Morpheus.
What?
Coca-Cola. Let's go to Morpheus. Is a supply chain network that we're hearing Coca-Cola is joining forces with. Blockchain powered supply chain. Now, why would Coca-Cola be linking up with a supply chain platform in the crypto or blockchain space? This is your expertise right here, Dwight. Why would you think they'd be hooking up with Morpheus?
Man, because you got to know where your products, where your ingredients and everything's coming from. You got to know, you want to track them from the start to finish to what you're putting in there. And like I said, we spoke about the other day when we talked about VeChain. This is very crucial for the industry to be able to know when, how, and where, and be able to track costs and all that stuff. And so if you're a company is worldwide like Coke, this is going to help get their costs down. This is going to help track it all. So it's basically a fix all, or actually I would say improve all. It's going to help them run more efficient as a company, and has a little bit of security involved in it as well, when you can actually know when and what your product is coming from and all your ingredients. So
all right. Morpheus Network is a supply chain SaaS middleware platform seamlessly integrating legacy and emerging technologies. Examples: blockchain, IoT, RFID, etc. And pay attention, boy, that IoT is starting to pop up everywhere. We provide companies with shipment and item visibility for optimizing, automating safe and secure supply chains, saving time and money. All right. So this is our highlight coin of the week, and we kind of paying attention to this Morpheus. It is on the CoinGecko market cap right now, trading at about $1.04. Morpheus is up 26.1%. Where can you get Morpheus? Morpheus is on the Uniswap as of right now. There's some there Uniswap, Relax, Bittrex, Hotbit. There's some places you can get Morpheus. Man, this coin is flying right now.
What's the details on that coin as far as obviously supply chains usually got a lot of or higher.
Well, this is a so it says circulating supply 35 million, and max supply 47 million.
That's not high. That's not high as VeChain.
Not high. That's interesting. That's not high. So its market cap is only at 37 million right now. That is a low market cap. That's where you like to find out about coins. This is how you find out about coins that could potentially do something. 24-hour high and low, 78 cents, and it's up to $1.07. That's the 24-hour high and low. All-time high was just hit 3 days ago at $1.10. It just hit its all-time high, and that may be on this news about Coca-Cola. So, I mean, a lot of people are talking about. When I'm telling you what I do. When I find something out like this, and I hear about the news and pay attention to certain things, I go and see what's going on in the Telegram groups with them. What is their Facebook pages? Whether it's a community that already has this coin or involved in the project or saying about the project. And that's a good way to find out what the potential. So guys, you better keep your eyes on this coin for our dollar cost average guys out there and our guys that like to get involved with different priorities. Hey, if you're new to the space, hey, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, they work. Stay up there. But for our guys that been around the space for a little while, watch out. Morpheus, pay attention. It may be the next one that you may see some gains at during this bull run, because it's those little coins like this that may go 100 times, 20 times, 20 times or 50 times that you may be able to benefit from. All right. So that concludes what we're talking about today. We're coming to you on this Saturday morning. It's been awesome getting an opportunity to speak with you guys and come to you guys today. And remember, like, subscribe, bell button, share. And if you have any questions, please reach out. We don't hesitate to answer any questions that you may have.
Absolutely. So obviously, like I said, we know we have a Southeast staking. We have a Cardano ADA staking pool. So we ask you to check out southeaststaking.io. Check out southeaststaking.io. If you have any questions, reach out to Willie or myself. You get your rewards, 4 to 6% APY per year. That's more than what you could get at any institutional banking centralized place right now. Obviously, and you get rewarded in ADA is also get reward tokens on that. So once again, southeaststaking.io. This is a Cardano ADA staking pool. So, and once again, like, share, and tell everybody about our page and keep it going. We're just trying to keep it growing there, and partner up with us for our staking pool and see if we can change some lives and help you change lives. Otherwise, have a great Saturday afternoon, and we will see you guys Monday morning, bright and early, 9-ish, somewhere along in here. So, catch your boys, crypto. We be out.